Well, the sun burns brighter than it has done yesterday, and well, frankly, we are set, ready to talk all things Showdown. Welcome to night number 2, the final night of this long, grueling tournament. We started in total with 32 superstars. We are finally down to 5, of which we will be seeing all of them compete and end up with only one victorious in both the men's and women's divisions. What's going on? I'm Izza33 and we are looking at a very stacked card tonight. A card built on success. We start the night off with an OG IPW Classic. These two have faced off at a World Championship before in the birth of IPW. It's Seth frickin' Rollins versus Shawn Michaels. From there, Obafemi versus Roman Reigns. We've got the past on one side and the present on the other in terms of these divisional clashes. Seth and Shawn kicked off IPW. Roman and Oba are currently carrying the future. From there, we take a trip to the women's side of things. As, well, actually, I tell a lie. We don't. It will be then, which I don't have graphics for, because it's unclear who will be facing who. But this is the gist of it. The winner of the Seth versus Michaels match will face Drew McIntyre, and then the winner of the Roman Oba match will face Cody Rhodes. That will round out the first half of the show. Then we go to the women's side, which you can see starts off with Bayley versus Fallon Henley. Those two big stars looking to continue. And the big interesting thing is Michaels and Fallon, the last kind of stars that have qualified through a lower seed than first, looking to continue on this tournament. But yes, the first of the women's bouts, Bayley versus Fallon Henley, an instant clash of the ages. Speaking of clashes of the ages, another rematch from the Road to the Showdown. Night number 1, we saw Julia beating Utami Hayashishita. Will the Red Queen rise up again and overcome competition that has been her downfall before? That we will have to see, but for now, action will then shift. I should say not for now, but then the action will shift. It will be the winner of the Fallon versus Bayley match up against Liv Morgan, and then the winner of the Julia Utami match up against Lady Flemmer. So, from then we will have the Showdown deciders, the men's and the women's match, to contend and determine the overall tournament winners. So without further ado, we need to turn our attention straight to the opener here tonight. Seth Rollins versus Shawn Michaels, ready to take center stage as we kick off night 2 of the Showdown. Night 1 saw carnage. It saw explosivity. And this matchup features 2 stars rising to the occasion. Rollins, the 3rd seed of the Pink Division, now has to contend with a
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Davenport,
now has to contend with the gold second seed. Now, what's important to note is the way these brackets were drafted out, there was never a chance for a second versus second seed. But there are always matches that are built on IPW Classics, and this one is that tooth and nail. Night 1, Rollins rose to the occasion against the television champion. Put him down with a buckle bomb and then the curb stomp. The lights went out and Rollins made it to tonight. For the Heartbreak Kid.
And his opponent from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 227 pounds, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
It was the struggles of tuning up the band and eventually hitting the chin of CM Punk. 3 times of asking, and the third was the lucky charm. He hit the mark, and he delivered victory. Now it's Michaels' chance to step up, deliver on those struggles. We have to go back all the way to Dual Dream, where these two clashed for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. A long time ago, when Seth challenged, was champion, was challenged by Shawn. And while Michaels entered the night without the championship, he left with the title around his waist, claiming the throne of that title. And while the reign was not as long as other titles, you have to look at the fact that Shawn has the win-loss record over Rollins and has maintained success over the Architect. Tonight, these two go scurrying into battle once again. As a ripcord knee drops Michaels. A count of 7. Now, I need to be very persistent with the draw of this match. If it does end in a draw, no one will advance to, I would say, the semi-finals from this bracket, thus giving Drew McIntyre an easy path into the finals. That needs to be stressed. We always have someone ahead of someone, and that is what makes this such a potent tournament. And I'm gonna say this straight away. The big benefit of qualifying as a first seed overall is certainly going to be felt as that big knee going to hit for Rollins, who's now lying in wait, looking to strike. The first seed has skipped 2 straight battles. They missed night 1 completely. They got to assess the competition. And now they get, I would say, their opponent not at their strongest of footings. That's what makes this tournament such a rewarding sort of position if you finish first in your division. As these two, I would say, are kind of stamina freaks. They're durable stars. They're always going to take each other to the limits. So when Drew enters the ring, you know he's going to very much get an easy pickings. Right now, Michaels bringing it to Rollins. He needs to really overcome this. Both need to overcome the advantage that is garnered for the first seed. Can they do it? We will have to see. But a sling blade from Rollins, he's looking to get into this matchup. You know Seth has some prolific offense if given the opportunity to do so, and that is a big shot to the back of the head of Michaels. Cover here for Rollins. Good for the one. Make it no, not even a two. You know Seth has the ability to rise to an occasion. Springboard knee connects. He drops Michaels, who leaps through the air, gets caught by Rollins, just pushes him to the wayside. And now Seth ascends. Woo-hoo! Phoenix splash out from Rollins. Good for the cover as well. Nearly gets the three off of that. But Michaels now in trouble. Lined up by Rollins, who calls him up just to put the lights out. Curb stomp from Seth. The cover comes through, but Michaels able to kick out. Defiant from the Heartbreak Kid. Michaels gonna deliver Irish whip, back elbow. Rollins was giving maybe Michaels a chance, the opportunity to strike. Irish whip reverse this time. Michaels a drop down. Back elbow once more. I think he's feeling it. It's almost time to maybe tune up that band. Rollins put in the corner. Michaels can't capitalize. Instead, Rollins takes waist control. Up to the electric chair and a drop back. Rollins doing some work. Sends Michaels to ringside. He could be looking, and indeed is looking to fly. The drop kick not going to connect. And a crash landing to the floor for the Architect. Michaels sends him running. Stomp not going to work. The knee not going to work. Nothing is working until Michaels delivers a belly-to-back suplex. A count of 4. Michaels ushering Rollins to his feet. Leaps through the air and connects. Seth in trouble. Michaels sends him running once again. A count of 6. Michaels is lining him up. Looking. Bah! No. No sweet chin music. Instead, a sling blade from Rollins. A count of 9. He's back into the ring. And that is a 10-count victory. I would say Rollins, he gets his revenge over Michaels, but the most important thing is he didn't take too much damage. So he will be entering his bout with Drew pretty gosh darn fresh. For Michaels falling out now. Obviously, it's not what he wanted.
Here is your winner, Seth freaking Rollins.
He wanted to go a step further. Last year, he fell short as well. This year, he's gone before the big clashes. And that means that we now have a big boy bout. It means that it will be Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. That would be an instant clash for the ages. Before we get to said clash, it's time for the powerhouses to take to the ring. The OTC versus the Ruler. Who will sit head of the table? We will find out now. Well, as expected, the big time entrance for the OTC. Building the tension for his big clash. I said it's the battle of the present of IPW. But can the present be the future?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, the OTC, Roman Reigns.
Reigns entered night one. He conquered last year's winner. Now, he looks to do the same thing of conquering the Ruler. Oba came into the night a couple of fall from graces to the big boy Mark Henry. Put him down and took his spot in this matchup with Roman. We continue the trend of powerhouses battling it out on this side of the bracket. The winner will obviously go up to face a man who owns the record over both men. You have to remember, Roman and Rhodes have faced off several times to close out 2025. And Oba, a recent challenger to Will Ospreay, he failed to overcome the aerial assassin. So the fact of the matter is, the Reigns is considered favorite here. But Ruler, he has been doubted. He has been seen as a weak challenger over time. But now, he looks to step up to the occasion. He looks to take the throne, to overcome the tribal chief, to become the new head of the table.
And his opponent from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 310 pounds,
Oba has been a thorn in Top Star's side since he started his time in IPW. It's also important to note the last matchup of the Gold Division, or Pink Division I should say, was Roman Reigns versus Oba Femi. The co-main event for night 28 of the entire tournament. That night ended with Reigns victorious. And as these two take to the center of the ring, the handshake rejected. The ruler not wanting the sportsmanship from Reigns. And you don't typically see the olive branch being put out by Roman. That tells you what sort of respect he has for Femi. And it does surprise me that Oba does not accept the handshake. Potentially a little bit of gamesmanship before the clash can be conducted. The clash has begun and it's Roman on the offensive. Short arm clotheslines in the corner. Ending with a big one to drop Femi for a cover. Ruler quickly kicks out at one. Not going to stay down for long against the OTC. You know, Roman, given a chance, he will slow the matchup down to his snail pace and destroy. He will dissect you. And then it becomes a game where Roman can just control what happens and when it happens. He can just explode on a knife's edge. Speaking of exploding, a big time jackhammer from the OTC. That lifts up Oba and a big time powerbomb stacks him up as well. The cover comes through and again a quick kick out by Oba. It has been all Roman Reigns to start this one off. The OTC needs to, well, the ruler needs to find his footing. Superman punch, though, will remove said grounding, said footing. And now Reigns can look to close in. Is it a one and done, or will these two battle? Right now, Reigns thinks it's done. The spear connects, the cover as well. Referee slow to position. Come on, Guile. Good night, Oba. Quick work for the OTC. Well, he enters his next bout unscathed, I'd say. No real damage done by Oba, which is surprising. The spear comes through after the soup. And it's a quick cover for Reigns. Destroying Oba in an instant.
Here is your winner, the OTC, Roman Reigns.
Well, statement made by Reigns. And well, his statement is only the beginning of his potential action as a quick turnaround. Done in about 5 minutes, I'd say. Means that we're now heading back to Rollins versus someone. That's someone's Drew McIntyre. Well, he's already been to the ring once. He's reset his gear. He's brought the pyro back. The budget expensive for tonight. It was only a couple of minutes ago the crowd was serenading him over his victory.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins.
Now they serenade him, hoping to do the double to make it to the finals. Night 2 is a 3-match war if Rollins wants to win it all. I would say of the 2 quarterfinalists making it to the semis here, Roman's the freshest. Rollins, he did eat a big maneuver from Michaels. But whether or not that will affect him, we shall see, as, well, it's time to finally see the Scottish psychopath take to the arena.
And his opponent from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Pure Wrestling Champion, the Scottish Warrior, Drew
McIntyre
McIntyre.
is sat idly, watching the competition destroy itself from underneath him. He now enters tonight, first seed of the Pink Division. Battling, I need to stress this point, all that remains is Pink Division stars outside of the first seed of the Gold Division. So it's all familiar competition for McIntyre. It's important to stress, Drew owns the record over both Rollins and Roman. So he has the advantage for those remaining stars. The only man that has yet to go toe-to-toe, I believe, with the Amethyst champion is the American Nightmare. We could see those two battling in the finals. We shall see. The crowd behind McIntyre no longer serenading the Architect. And a show of, well, a slight show of respect, a handshake that gets immediately booted by Rollins. He offers a hand, but now he's going to feel the pain of McIntyre. Catch up, down, German. And you know, Rollins, he isn't entering fresh. Michaels did some damage. And Drew, he knew it. A quick German. Job done. This is giving WrestleMania 40 vibes when Drew beat Rollins. A one and done. Well, your finals is set.
Here is your winner, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Wow. Quick and to the point for Drew, who takes a dub to make it to the finals. leaving us now with one more bout before said finals. The OTC versus Cody Rhodes once again in an IPW ring. What could go wrong here? Let's find out. Let's send it to the ring. We're ready again for the longest entrance in IPW history. We knew Rollins wasn't entering 100% this bout. McIntyre made mincemeat of him. Roman, I'd say, is fresh beyond belief. Will Rhodes capitalize, though, on the fact he has so much game footage of the Tribal Chief?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, the OTC,
Oba put up no fight. The biggest challenge so far for Reigns has been Will Ospreay. But this is a long, grueling road. And if he is to claim the throne, he has to go through an American nightmare. Whether you like him, whether you believe in him, whether you think he could be the next winner of the road to the Showdown, or the entire Showdown, that is a different question. He has survived many grueling tests. But one that's always been a thorn in his side, that has either broken him or been his success, has been his battles with the American Nightmare. Tonight, Reigns is put to the test. For a second time, he needs to go to war. And he needs to secure a hefty victory. Time will tell if that is to come in the favor of the OTC. But this place is getting electric as we welcome finally into the tournament the gold first seed, the American Nightmare. Serenading him as he gives them a little whoa.
and his opponent from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 222 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
I think it's important to stress this and how this tournament is kind of falling together. McIntyre is the last male champion in this entire bracket. He has gone to war against a lot of the toughest competition. He eliminated Okada. Abyss fell short to Rollins. Ospreay down to the OTC. And had this tournament happened before Locked In, Rhodes would still be undisputed world champion. These two tie up to get this one underway. Reigns overpowering Rhodes. We know the OTC is fairly fresh, but Cody can and potentially will be able to deal with Roman's antics. Springboard offense. Big disaster kick connecting for Rhodes. He's looking for a little more. Calls Roman up and delivers a nice boot. Cody's starting to build early momentum here against the tribal chief. It's needed offense as he goes up, down, connects with the crossbody. Continual pummeling onto the Reigns, but finally Roman able to fight back for only a second. That whip gets blocked. The follow-up shot not going to be active. He is able to fire back, but Cody quickly defending. Wise to the antics of the tribal chief. But finally Reigns, reversing position, gets on top. Deadlift. Up and down with the powerbomb. He's fired up now. And he needs that sort of energy. This is some of the offense he did unload onto Oba to destroy the ruler. But look at Cody. Quickly to his feet. Quickly on the offensive. Short arm lariat. Putting down Reigns. Shot blocked. Roman fighting back. And well, we've already got a longer semi-finals on this side of the bracket compared to the other. And that'll obviously favor McIntyre. He's got more time to recover. Granted, the grand finals of the Showdown for the men will take place after the women's entire bracket. We're not that monstrous, but a spear is monstrous. Reigns connects. The cover as well. Cody down for a cover of two. But out of nowhere, Reigns strikes. Forces Cody into action. Roman up top. Bang. Stiff shot puts Cody down out the fireman's carry. And wisely, Cody rolling out. I thought this would be another stomp. I thought Cody would have had an easy time with Reigns compared to his previous bouts, but a sit-out powerbomb, my word. Cody puts him down for a second. Well, gets put down for a second and jumps back up straight into Roman offense. Standing solo. Uranagi. Leaping clothesline Reigns. He's found God mode here tonight. Caught. Finally, Cody offense back in his favor. Count of 6. Seven as well. Rose back into the ring, but caught immediately. The Saito suplex. The IPW Classic. That should be a rope break, but Big Man Kevin happy and willing to count it. His first matchup, I believe, in this tournament to ref as a Superman punch comes flying. And that's a precursor to one thing and one thing only. The ooh and the ah. Cody gets the knee up. Rhodes reverses potentially the game-ending maneuver and comes back swinging. Hardo with a crossroads. Down to the cover. 1, 2, nearly puts away the OTC. No, Rhodes. He's not pulling his punches. Vertebrae breaker. Down goes Roman. This is what matters most. Winning this entire tournament. Beautiful disaster. And Cody connects. Roman not going to slow down. He's back on the offensive. Hooks up Rhodes. Tilt the world slam. Puts down the American Nightmare. Both former world champions here in IPW and both know each other so well. We've said it before, they battled to start the year for the championship. And that is Reigns saying he's here to overcome his demons. He's here to beat Rhodes, but he's caught again. Crossroads for the second time. Down to the cover. 2-0. Defiance from Reigns. Had he have gone to war for a long period of time against Obafemi, this bout would have been done and dusted there, but Reigns still has a lot of fight left in that big tank of his. Rhodes, he's fresh as a daisy, comparative to Reigns, I guess. And well, he is showing that freshness. He's bringing the fight to the tribal chief. But all it will take at this point, you have to feel, is one spear, one Superman punch. Cody knows it. He busts open Roman with that elbow. Well, continual shots to the bleeding spot as Reigns fires through. Neckbreaker dropping Cody. But he is in trouble now. The ooh and the ah. And again, the knee from Reigns. Well, from Cody. Telegraphing off the noise of Roman. You have to feel Reigns might have yeed his last ha. Susceptible now to Cody offense. Rhodes, he's fired up, amped up, lines up Reigns for a Cody cutter. Dropping the OTC. And maybe finishing him here. Crossroads for the third time. And that should be it. Your final set. It's the American Nightmare versus the Scottish Warrior. The expected finals, to say the least. With how much of an advantage they garnered from the seeding. Reigns almost did the unthinkable. Had he have connected with both those spears, you had to think this was a done deal. Reigns victorious, but the answer never came true.
Here is your winner, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
And for the second year in a row, Roman Reigns falls short in a semi-final for the Showdown gold. Well, one shortcoming leads to potentially life-changing actions. Your main event, or one half of your main event, your co-main event is what it should be called, now set in play. How about we discover what's going to be the main? As we start things off, Bayley versus Fallon Henley. in the women's division. Last year, Fallon fell short in the semis, like what Roman did. Io Sky took her down. Bayley wasn't even a thought in IPW at that time.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing Fatal Influence from Chelsea, Michigan, Fallon Henley.
And tonight, we need big Fallon Henley. We need the woman that held the championship for over a year to step up and do something she has not done in a long period of time. Be successful. And that's what she needs to be. Cutthroat. She steps to the ring to battle Bayley. Last night, a little bit of help from Kiana James got Fallon the win. But Bayley, she had to overcome the irresistible force all by herself.
And her opponent from San Jose, California, Bayley.
Well, these two ladies know how to battle. They have brought the action time and again. Now we have to wonder, can they win it all? Can they overcome such stacked odds? We've already seen how the men's bracket ended. And as expected, both first seeds have made it to the finals. I would say this half of the bracket, the women's side, chance for upset is always there. Crowd behind Bayley for this one as we get underway, and straight out on the offensive is the role model. Fallon back to her feet, and these two tie up. Bayley wins the first lockup, just pushing Fallon to the ground. But the second going in the favor of the Fatal Influence leader. A cheap shot out of the collar and elbow showcases the style that Fallon wants to play. Disrespect Bayley at all avenues of attack. As Fallon to her feet. Big shot, dropping the role model. And a second to follow suit. This one to the abs. Bayley battles to her feet and drops the elbow. Early cover. And a quick kick out by Fallon. Just to stave off that offense. And you have to feel that these two, I would say, are evenly matched. Both bring some heavy guns. And again, this time a throat chop from Fallon. She is not playing it clean from these breaks. And she certainly knows it. The gun's pulled. She is taking no prisoners. Just launching Bayley to the floor. And again, finally Bayley able to reverse. Gets back into the ring. But forced to the corner. Fallon just trapping her. Keeping her at bay. As Bayley absorbing some heavy shots now. Fallon trying to saddle up. Runs into an elbow. Bayley picks the legs. Double leg takedown into some flurrying shots. And again, an Irish whip reverse. This time, Fallon caught in the corner, can't follow it up. Instead, she's going to get punished. Never mind. She fights out of that. Bailey can't follow it up. Neither can Fallon. Irish whip. Role model fails to connect. Fallon won't. Pump handle locked in and tossing Bailey over the shoulder. Cover for the former champ. 1, 2. There's the kick out, Bailey. Staying alive, only barely. You saw disbelief from Fallon, but a famouser attempted, caught and powerbombed. That gives Bailey the opportunity to get back into this. Rings of sand applied. Fallon escapes. Senses that danger. And well gets sent running. Back elbow, Bailey connects. Down goes Henley. And Bailey ascends. Drops the elbow. And she's not done. She's not slowing down either. Fallon in trouble. The kick connects from Bailey. And she's got a rose planter down to the canvas. The cover comes through. Good for 2. But Fallon kicks out. Crisis averted for Fatal Influence's leader. And she catches a follow-up boot. She fires off her own shots. The kicks landing for the former unified champion. What's she got in mind here? Kick down low. A little hold down. Fallon into the cover. Bailey nowhere near the ropes, and this could be it. 2. Ooh. Frustration sets in. As Fallon, she's stepping up to the occasion now. Frog splash. Not something you typically see out of Henley. But she realizes she needs something more if she is to put away the role model. Springboard. Forearm smash, my word. Again, she is going for uniqueness. Snap vertical. But look at Bailey firing up. Back to her feet. Unloads a shot. Irish whip. Drop down from Bailey. Role model caught. Arm wrenching. Fallon, but the shots come through. Henley fights back. And she's caught Bailey. Pump handle, tossing her over. Bailey in trouble. And the famouser is the trouble. The cover for Fallon. 1, 2, 3. The semi-finals birth. Not birth, sorry. I mean, Fallon makes it past Bailey into the semi-finals, where last time she fell short. My concern for Fallon is she will be entering that bout worse for wears.
Here is your winner, Fallon Henley.
Comparative to Liv Morgan. Now, the only solace is Fallon's removed one of the Green Division stars. But there's still 3 of them remaining. That will go down to 2. And well, your next bout will decide which champion remains. A rematch from night 1 of the Road to the Showdown. It's Julia and Bailey. It's Julia and Utami's chance to show up and show why They are the top champs in their respective divisions. It's go time, folks. We're almost at the end.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Tokyo, Japan, the Women's Pure Wrestling Champion, Julia.
Well, it's not the last time you will hear the words champion versus champion tonight. As obviously the men's Showdown finals will be... No, it won't be. What the hell am I on about? This is the only time you'll hear champ versus champ tonight. And a deserved champions clash. The last time these two met, it ended in a Northern Lights bomb. And it's the same thing that ended last night's matchup in the favor of the Beautiful Madness against Asuka. The Red Queen, the hijack bomb, sealed the fate of Blake Monroe.
And her opponent from Japan, the undisputed Women's World Television Champion, the Queen.
And that is a pretty potent maneuver. When she gets it, it puts people out. She didn't get it against Julia. Now she has to try and do it this time. Victory could be on a knife's edge for the Red Queen. We know one thing. Neither of these champs will back down, and arguably on the easier side for the semi-finals, one of them will potentially make it all the way to the end. It's game time, and we get underway. Kitchen sink to start things off. Julia can't, well, Utami can't connect as she gets into a little scurry with Utami. Wrist lock applied here by the Beautiful Madness to get this action going in her favor. And while she's keeping her wrist trapped, as these two, I would say, I'm not saying close friends, but you certainly have to feel a deep connection between them. Obviously, both the top aces of Marigold when they started that company, both leaving Stardom at the same time. Julia obviously left quite quickly to go to the WWE. Utami stayed and carried it forward for a couple years. Now, obviously, the Red Queen finds herself back in her quote-unquote home, but you realistically have to look at this battle for what it truly is. It is two stars in their primes of their careers, both battling for dominance, both battling to be the best in the women's division. And interestingly, they've both found championships here in IPW. The Red Queen, the probably biggest prize in the women's division, the hardest one to obviously capture. And For Julia, it's the prize that's been hard to detach from her. She is currently got the longest women's title reign in IPW is right now, not in history. It could be closing in on Fallon's record, but that may take some time as a bear hook here applied. Mongolian chop forces the break. Utami caught, wrist locked, arm wrench, and then the shot. I believe that's going to stop some heavy offense out from Julia. Could have potentially been a Northern Lights bomb or a hammerlock Michinoku. One thing's for sure. Utami brings the power when she can, and that is a running power slam. Forces the break, and the Red Queen realizes she's in control, but Julia rolls out, gets caught, hooked up top. Ooh, could have been caught in a hijack bomb. Able to escape it is Julia. Shot connects. Big stiff right as well. And this is the beautiful madness. Finding her footing. She ascends to the top. Target locked. Ready. Raring to fly. And she misses. Could be costly as Utami staggered still, though. What's she got in mind here? Oh! I would call that a peach sunrise. And that is a shot that busts open Utami. Vicious offense coming out from both ladies. I would say Julia has found the advantage. Count of 5. Coming through, and well, it doesn't look like the Red Queen wants to return it to the ring. He's probably happy for a count out, but she's heading up top. Number 7. This high-flying offense will connect. That's the count reset as well. As the battle continues out here. Big man Kevin getting his math skills tested as that shot's going to bust open Julia. Both ladies bleeding here. And if you're Lady Flammer, you're going to be pretty happy that these two are going to war. A cover here for Utami. 1, 2. Forces the kick out. Julia able to stay alive. But this is Utami. This is the Red Queen asserting dominance. Showing why she is champion. Lies in wait. Oh, but Julia fights back. The kick connects. Julia hooking up Utami for a little Northern Lights bomb. Spikes the head. The cover is deep. 1, 2. The kick out, though, rises to the challenge. The Red Queen not going to go quietly into the night. Short arm clothesline to answer Julia's offense. And takes the back, bridging German. The lights have gone out. The Ruby Belt champion. What's she doing here? Why is she getting involved? Well, it's a distraction that could have cost Utami. He stops Julia's initial offense, but she's still caught. What does the beautiful madness have in mind? To put away the Red Queen. Kick down south. Hammerlock. DDT. And Julia is in control. Lining up the shot. Arrivederci. Connecting. Utami down for the count. And well, it's a repeat of what happened on night 1. The beautiful madness takes down the Red Queen. And what I would say is a little distraction from the newly crowned Ruby Belt holder, the new champion on Breakdown, helping her other champion get the dub. This shot, picture perfect. Bang. Jacking up the neck and the jaw. It puts the lights out.
Here is your winner, Julia.
With it sets up some pretty hefty next round bouts for this bracket. We're heading straight to one of them. As well, Julia celebrates the victory. But now it's time for the big bouts. It's time to get our massive matchups all together. So, let's go, folks. It is time for the first seeds to take to the ring as we kick off the semi-finals for the women. Liv Morgan versus Fallon Henley. First seed versus second seed clash. Fallon's already been to war.
Is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing Fatal Influence from Chelsea, Michigan, Fallon Henley.
And now, he has to do it once more. Liv and Fallon, both champions at the same time, interestingly enough. And what's more important is history. Fallon looks to stop Liv Morgan. She looks to finally overcome her semi-final woes and make it to the final. But Liv, she wants to be back-to-back Showdown winner. An opportunity that can and potentially will happen.
And her opponent, representing the Judgment Day, from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Liv Morgan.
Well, Liv has been phenomenal through the entire tournament. Both her and Cody undefeated in singles matches. The only difference is Cody did not drop any points. Liv did. And that's why this matchup could be pretty high stakes. We're set, ready. And Liv out the gate, can't connect first. Fallon strikes true. She avoids the charge and now has an offensive advantage. She forces Morgan to ringside. Liv returns straight into some kicks. And this is clearly the game plan from Fallon. It is obviously to utilize her skills. She's obviously weathered the earlier speed and aggression advantage that Liv has. But you have to think that when this matchup reaches that precipice, that point where, hang on, the damage that Fallon absorbed against Bayley doesn't really matter that much anymore. That's when we start to think maybe the second seed of the teal division can make it to the finals. Liv, she wants to stop that. She doesn't want to have that become a question asked. She wants to make this a quick and easy job, but right now, that easy job isn't in the question book. It isn't even a thought being shared, because we know Fallon, she is gritty, she is tough, she will make this a ruthless war, but a cover here for Liv could spell doom. The cover's good for 2, and Fallon's able to kick out. Boot comes up as well. She stops Liv's follow-up offense. And this is what Fallon needs to do. She cannot let Liv get those quick pins. It could be costly, and this could be even more for Liv. Pump handle suplex from Fallon, setting up for this. Kick caught. That could have been a hoedown. Liv can't follow it up either. She escapes out the back door. Fallon gives up her back, sent to the corner. Morgan striking, punishing the former Women's World Champion. Lines are up. This could be deadly. Oblivion comes through. Liv hits it, and the cover good for 2, 3. Well, Fallon didn't go quietly into the night. She forced Liv to have to battle for it. Forces the Oblivion. Liv hits it. And even though Fallon was close to winning, she hit the pump handle suplex. The hoedown gets blocked, and Liv capitalizes. That close pin there, almost getting the job done, but here we see it. That pump handle, precursor to the hoedown setup. And then Liv takes over. Bang! Oblivion lands. Covers in deep. Leg hooked. And Liv's in the finals.
Here is your winner, Liv Morgan.
That's huge for Liv. Victory here means that she now gets to battle one of 2 stars. Will it be Julia? Or will it be Lady Flemmer? We'll watch that now to see who is making it to the main event.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Monterrey, Mexico, Flammer.
Well, when I watched this Teal League, we saw how close it was to the end. What surprised me was who walked out as the first seed for this bracket. Lady Flammer. Not only did she surprise most, she enters tonight, I would still say underdog of it all. Because Julia, her opponent, the champion, has battled through so much. Main event stars, champions, all have fallen to the wayside against her. And now she gets...
From Tokyo, Japan, the Women's Pure Wrestling Champion,
Now she gets to maybe make it all the way to the end and make it her domain. Blooded, busted open, battered and bruised. She's not entering this matchup fresh. No one has. But if there is a match where a star who has been in one bloody brawl already make it to the finals, you've got to put faith in the Beautiful Madness. Well, it's game time. We're underway. Your last semi-final here tonight. Lady Flammer versus Julia. An early roll-up here from Julia, trying to steal it. Good for one. Now she just needs to get 2 more counts in her favor. Flammer's boot caught. You have to feel Julia has to be on that defensive up against Flammer, because Flammer will quicken the pace. She will go on the aggro. But the lights have gone out again. Well, that's the primetime general manager. Why is she assisting Julia? Flammer avoids the shot Julia tries to put down. This is a kind of a reverse situation of what we saw with Charlotte Flair coming out. Flammer, though, she's able to stave off the offense. Julia punches connect. Drop kick as well. Puts down her opponent. The fight is working in the favor of the Beautiful Madness here. But realistically speaking, you gotta have faith that Flammer will come back. Code breaker there. Drops Julia for a second, but straight back up is the Beautiful Madness, but she's caught here. That stalling vertical not going to work out for her. Flammer's going to make her pay. Sends her, no, not into steps just yet. Count of 3. Julia scooped up and has an introduction once again with a barricade. And while between matches, the blood may have been stopped from gushing down her face, it's still there, and it's still affecting her. Count of 8. Julia back into the ring. Caught and poison raned. Flammer. Springboard. Can't hit the splash. Julia catches a crucifix pin. 1. Quick kick out. Kick down south. Julia connects. Hooks up Flammer for a Northern Lights bomb. Cover for the Beautiful Madness to make miracles happen. Flammer's struggling at the whim of Julia. Hammerlocked and tossed over the top with the suplex. Julia punishing, spinning Michinoku. Does the deal with a Falcon Arrow. The wheelbarrow not going to work for Lady Flammer. A headbutt though from Julia. That will work. It forces the action to ringside. The drop kick on point. Like a missile. The Beautiful Madness. Unwavering. Arif Dershny caught. Julia caught now. Flammer hooks her up for a little fog buster. Flammer may have been lying in wait, looking to pounce, looking to strike, to take down Julia. And the beautiful madness may have fallen prey, but a boot caught. Clothesline. She stops Julia in her tracks. Flammer hooks the arm. Can't follow it up. No Flammer driver yet. The boot caught as well. Neither woman willing to be susceptible to the end game. And Flammer flies. Stomp misses. Julia up to her feet quick. Hooks the arm. Hammerlock DDT. Spiking Flammer into the canvas. The cover. Good for 2. Make it 3. Julia does it. And we've got a rematch for the finals. The beautiful madness gets to battle Liv Morgan once more. Before we get to that, what a matchup. Blusted open in a war with Utami Hayashishita. Julia suffered a funk buster, and then this hammerlock DDT has been a potent weapon in her kit through this tournament. Picked up 2 wins with it tonight.
Here is your winner, Julia.
And now, the blood trickles down her face. And she gets to put her skills to the test against Liv Morgan. Can she overcome the odds? Well, we'll have to wait to find out, because your co-main event's coming up next. I need a couple of seconds before we get to said thing to prepare for the main, the big attraction. I'll see you in a minute. Well, folks, it's finally time. The men's main event is upon us. And only one can walk away winner of the tournament. So, without further ado, let us send it to the ring for this, your co-main event. And it is a doozy of a match. Who walks away victorious? Well, Rhodes out first, as he needs no introduction. A big-time matchup to decide one thing. Who is Showdown champion? Bang.
The following contest is a Stages of Hell match and is for the Grand Prix Championship. Making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 222 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Your ears did not deceive you. Mike Rome has just announced we are going to war. 3 stages of hell. All to decide who takes home the Showdown Championship. That's what this is all about. The latest championship in IPW. A new prize for one of these 4 stars here tonight. Will it be McIntyre or will Rhodes?
From Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Pure Wrestling Champion, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Capture glory. Become a 2-divisional champion. We'll find the answer out to that soon enough, but the first ever 3 stages of hell match in IPW. And those 3 stages are set to be very dangerous, very brutal. As each stage a different means to win. Questions will be asked. Who has the guts to overcome each stage? Who has the energy left in the tank to survive the battle? While the stage is set, we have one thing left. To look at that beautiful new championship and determine who gets to leave with said belt. Your referee, Big Man Lennon, lifts it to the sky as Rhodes readies for this battle. Welcome to the first stage of Hell. An Extreme Rules matchup. A brutal way to kick off a championship affair. A roll-up against only a 1. Rhodes quickly back on the offensive. McIntyre misses. May have been an attempt at the Claymore. Moonsault from Rhodes connects. He's into the cover. First fall determined by pinfall submission. One thing's for sure. To make it through the first stage, you are going to be battered, bruised, and guess what? We've got craziness under the ring. It's not your normal sort of matchup. The weapons aren't anything, but it looks to be construction site items. It is time to stop the madness. McIntyre scoops up Cody. Snake eyes into the corner. An early cover here in this one. Against a 1 count. Rhodes rolls out. Back into the ring and caught. Catching McIntyre for only a second, but Drew may have been thinking suplex onto the stop sign. Rhodes not going to fall prey to it. Instead, he scoops up and delivers a gun stun to McIntyre. Second trip outside for Cody. Gets himself a traffic cone. But he can't swing it. McIntyre makes sure. And a big time spine buster puts down Cody. May have been only a second, but Rhodes now on the hunt, trying to catch McIntyre. McIntyre avoids the first tie-up, but the second he cannot. And while he eats a shot to the back, Cody brings him head first into the hardest part of the ring. The apron spiking the skull of McIntyre. Drew now caught, sent running into the steps. Anything goes in an Extreme Rules match. No countouts, no DQ. Our referee, helpless, has to watch as these two batter and bruise each other. By the end of this war, you have to feel one of these bodies will be busted open, blooded, bruised, unable to contend. Springboard moonsault attempted. McIntyre avoids and comes back with nothing as Rhodes escapes. Peril is avoided for a second. The Irish whip puts McIntyre in the corner and he avoids Cody's follow-up shot. The jockeying for position is a little airy crash from McIntyre. Puts Rhodes down and then a leaping shot, not going to follow up. It's in fact a miss. Cody now has Drew in a bad position. McIntyre caught. Waist control to Rhodes. Up top. Oh! Argentine backbreaker. Cody unloading. Just pummeling McIntyre. He's starting to feel victory in his grasp. Springboard, crossbody. A little stall on that top rope for Rhodes to reset that balance. You've got to wonder what's he got in mind here. Takes a tour of the ring to enter just to pick up the stop sign. He's chasing down McIntyre. And a big shot. And a second. He stops McIntyre in his tracks. The swinging keeps coming. And the only way for the swings to stop is to lose by pinfall or submission. McIntyre now on the offensive. Has Cody bitten off more than he can chew? Grapple misses. McIntyre pushes off Rhodes. Fireman's carry. With the American Nightmare, and he's going head first into the turnbuckle. Drew in trouble. Springboard disaster kick. Lands. Cody into the cover. Good for 2. Kick out by McIntyre. But he's in trouble right now. Cody lines him up. Cody cutter attempted. McIntyre avoids the danger. Glasgow kiss. Lands it flush and well. Think this is a statement from McIntyre. It's time to take out the trash. Claymore. The kiss good night as Drew into the cover. Almost gets the pin there, but defiance from Rhodes. Keeps himself in this first fall. Remember, it is a huge advantage to win the first stage, because winning it means that you are only 1 win away from becoming champion. A loss, you have to win 2 times in a row to be champ, but a crossroads is a good way to get back into this opening fall. It busts open McIntyre in the cover, good for 2. But Drew's able to kick out. He stays alive in this fall. Cody unloads. He's battling back into this. A little channeling of the American dream. Dusty Rhodes with the bionic elbow. Back to the stop sign. Cody. Bang. Straight off the skull of Drew. The second one won't connect. McIntyre unloads. Oh, trying for the ebb and flow DDT. Can't get it. Cody. Bulldog. Almost onto the trash can. I want to call it a rubbish bin so badly. Springboard. Moonsault. McIntyre down. And Cody. He's sensing the paradigm shift in his favor. Springboard. Cody cutter. Connecting with potentially the stage-winning offense. Hooks up McIntyre. Crossroads connects. The cover. It's in deep. The leg hook. The cover's good for 2. But somehow McIntyre kicks out. Still in it. But for how much longer? How about 3, babe? A 3rd crossroads. And that is stage 1. Won by
The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
stage 1. Won by Rhodes. And there you see confirmation of it. Best of 3. And you can also see the following matches that are to come. As Cody still limbered up. Drew busted open, battered. But his night is not done yet. The cage lowers. And we're trapped inside the Hell in a Cell structure. Drew and Cody giving it their all. You know that the crowd wants it to go to a 3rd fall. And cheering for McIntyre. He's going to have to deliver. Falcon Arrow, he does the deal. So far in this entire tournament, Rhodes yet to lose a matchup. He wins this full. His job complete. The perfect tournament. The golden run. Who can say they've managed that? Anyway, your second bout. Same rules apply. No DQ, no count out, no way else bar pinfall and submission to win this one. And Drew feels like a new lease of life. Battling back into Cody. Cody back in the ring, back on the offensive. Implant Buster. The Gourd Buster, I should say. Moonsault comes through. Rhodes has found his footing back once more, but the boot from McIntyre going to change that tune a little bit. Kick down south, Cody. Stopping McIntyre in his tracks. Again, the blood trickles down the face of McIntyre. Continually pummeled here by Cody. The Irish whip. Kitchen sink caught. McIntyre can't follow it up. Instead, Cody brings the action up. McIntyre. Headbutt to the back of the neck. Cover is in. Is Cody down? The answer's no. Kick out at 1. Defiance from Rhodes. Glasgow Kiss attempted again. This time it's blocked with an uppercut. Rhodes sent to the corner. Leaps over the top. Catches McIntyre with a power slam. And you have to remember, Rhodes is the last undisputed world champion outside of Okada as a Cody cutter comes through. McIntyre, the Amethyst champion, caught once more on the Crossroads Express. The 4th of this match and the first of this stage. And we now have our Showdown champion.
Here is your winner and new Grand Prix champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
The golden run for Rhodes as he goes undefeated every step of the way. The finals, while it wasn't predictable, it ends inside the Hell in a Cell cage. And Cody claims his second ever title, or different championship I should say, in IPW. But with that now in the books, the stage is now set for your main event. And you know, I like carnage. I love insanity. So how about we do it once more? That's right. Another 3 stages of hell. All to determine the winner of the women's bracket. Carnage comes in many different means, many different ways, and this bout, this grueling affair to determine who is the top dog of the Showdown. Potential now for another tournament winner. The Golden Road has been long and arduous. It's not been perfect for Liv. She has the potential to do what Cody did as well. And go undefeated through the entire tournament. Will she do it though? That is the real question. Or will Julia once again shock the masses? All that needs to be said and done is determine the winner. So without further ado, it's game time, folks. The Showdown Championship on the line. Liv Morgan versus Julia. Winner take all. Julia has been phenomenal, but her
The following contest is a stages of hell match and is for the Women's Grand Prix Championship. Making her way to the ring, representing the Judgment Day from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Liv Morgan.
Well, Julia has done the unthinkable here tonight, overcoming the odds of being battered and bruised by Utami Hayashishita to beat Lady Flammer. Liv breezed through Fallon after potentially a scare. She hits her with an Oblivion to put her away. It's going to take more than one Oblivion, though, to win this carnage.
And her opponent from Tokyo, Japan, the Women's Pure Wrestling Champion, Julia.
As we ready ourselves, both the breakdown mid-card champions in action in your main events. McIntyre lost to Rhodes. Can Julia win it all? Can she do the unthinkable? Overcome Liv Morgan. The stage is set. 3 stages of hell left before the tournament is done. There you see the Women's Showdown Championship. The prize for the person that wins 2 out of 3 falls. We are on the way. Straight out the gates, Julia lands first. And you knew that Julia would bring a bit of a tempo. She knows Liv is pretty fresh. Only suffering slight damage from Fallon Henley. But as this tournament has shown, anything can happen. Head scissors locked on. Around the world, it's a takedown onto Julia. The stomp not going to connect. And Julia around the world takes down Morgan. Your first fall in Extreme Rules yet again. Julia has used the backup of 2 different stars to get to this point. Charlotte Flair, her breakdown top champion, as well as Primetime's general manager. Oh! Julia landing with a heavy shot onto Liv, sends her crashing onto the ladder. And that's the effects of an Extreme Rules match. Just pure damage. Hard landings everywhere, and it's time to play basketball. I mean, the WNBA. Got some stars in it now. But could you imagine these two being in it? They get to shoot some hoops here tonight on each other's face, I guess. Big drop kick missing. Like swept out underneath Julia. Both Liv and Julia are really bringing it. Big time slam from Julia. She scoops up Liv to deliver it. Bang, stiff knee as well. Not a reverse, but it was close to being a knockout shot. You have to remember, it's pinfall submission to win this first fall, and Julia's looking to put a wrench into Liv's plan to win all of this. To go undefeated. Oh, I thought for a second that was going to be a crash landing onto them steps. Thankfully, Julia evades it. For her sake, anyway. Liv channeling the late, great Eddie Guerrero. Three Amigos come through. Oh, step up insecurity. Goes awry. Liv caught. Julia unloads. Puts her down for a second. Morgan troubled here by the beautiful Madness, who hooks her up. This could be bad for Liv. Spinning. Hammerlock Michinoku. Julia puts down Morgan. And this is the heavy offense. The highly powerful artillery of Julia on display. Well, if sport doesn't work out, if basketball doesn't work out, you can always try music. Oh, but the guitar not going to go swing, well, not going to clang. It's not going to be a peaceful note landing. Instead, it's a little Northern Lights bomb. Julia drops Liv. 1, 2. No. Almost the first fall in the favor of the beautiful Madness. Almost miracles happening. Spinning into the Falcon Arrow. She does the deal. That deal could win the entire tournament for Julia. The teal steps brought into the ring. Liv, angered, around the world, hooks up for a little discourse driver. The cover's deep, but a quick, defiant kick out. Julia, not feeling the effects of her previous battles, it seems, able to get out of there quickly. Bang, stiff shot to the back. Morgan ascends, connects with the crossbody. Julia down. And now Liv. She feels like it's time for a bit of country music. That guitar's still not going to be played. Tune not echoing through the arena. Liv, oh, I thought for a second was going to charge in. Instead, caught, hooked up, hammerlocked into the vertical. Julia into the cover. 1, 2. Nearly the first fall done there, and frustration setting in for Julia. Liv charges in, can't connect. The headbutt not going to be swung here from Julia just yet. Instead, around the world, Hurricane Rana, head scissor takedown, whatever you want to call it. Julia's connecting with it. And now, She wants to play a tune off the body of Liv. The swing connects. The guitar's wood shattered everywhere. And Morgan's still fighting. This is how she beat Fallon. Oblivion connects. Covering deep. 2. Still. Julia fights back. Somehow, defiance being displayed by the beautiful Madness. Liv, she needs something. And that bag could hold all her needs, her wants. So can this barricade, it appears, for Julia. Bang! Liv, a back sent straight into the LED barricades. And now she's in trouble. Julia up top. Looks to fly with the stomp, but misses. Liv catches her. Irish whip. Reversed. Morgan sent over the top. Shots blocked. Liv back in the ring. Hooked up. Scooped up. Slammed down. Beautiful Madness hunting. Oh, she wants to play some more music with Liv. Lines her up. Bang! Busted open. The guitar shatters everywhere. Liv hooked up. Oh, back. Side slam. Nearly at all. Nearly the first fall. It's been all Julia. The big shots all from her. And she's looking to put another in. Hooking up Liv. Takes her up. The spinning. Hammerlocked Michinoku. 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Julia.
The first fall goes in favor of the beautiful Madness. And there you get confirmation of it. Still the same matches, same match types as we bring down the cage. We prepare for the second fall. Liv busted open, blooded, and you can see the damage done to her. Few scratches on the face of Julia, but she is pretty unscathed. Liv charges in, can't connect. Instead, it's Julia connecting. Again, back drop suplex. The beautiful Madness. Liv cannot follow it up. Julia catches her. This could be game ending. Northern Lights bomb into the cover. 1, 2. Defiance from Morgan. She kicks out to stay in it. How much more defiance does she have? Julia set to test but cannot connect. The boot caught. Liv fights back, sends Julia to the corner. Fight back from Julia. She stops Liv. Pump handle. Tosses her over the top. Not the first time tonight. Liv's been on the receiving end of that. It's a beautiful Madness. 1 pin away from glory. From doing the unthinkable. '25. Road to the Showdown. We have to talk about it. And how torrid of a time it was for Julia. A single win, a single 3 points garnered by her last year. Then make it here tonight up against the reigning Showdown champion, the woman that's battled everyone, who has gone up until this point undefeated, not suffered a pinfall loss in this tournament. She's already suffered one here tonight. the hands of the beautiful madness. And Julia lining her up potentially to put her away. The shot called, the gun pulled, the trigger fired but not gonna connect. It goes wide and then Oblivion connecting. Both ladies down. Liv up first. The cover comes through to defiance. Absolute defiance from the beautiful madness. A code breaker though. That could be lights out. Again. 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner, Liv Morgan.
And we need 3. The third stage is a must. The first to Julia, the second to Liv, and all that remains is for the cage to rise and a championship to be held above the ring as the prize for the winner. The rule set changes. Oblivion! Never mind, who cares about the rules? Oblivion could have just put this in Liv's favor. The way to win is simple. Rise to the top of the mountain. Clamber the ladder. Get busted open, Julia. Liv's not playing around no more. Clamber the ladder. Reach the mountaintop. Get your hands on the title. Pull it down. Become Showdown champion. That's what has to happen here for one of these ladies. And right now it's Liv Morgan on the offensive. Discourse driver once more. Liv ascends to the heavens. Julia chasing. A punch connects, pulling or forcing Liv to react. Again, Julia pulls her off the top. Can't connect with the chop and Liv gonna punish. Up once. How about a second time, babe? Can you handle 3? Well, Julia's gonna have to. 3 amigos. Liv taunting, it's costly. You should climb. Get to safety, grab the title, but no. Julia back up on her feet. Pulls her down. Liv, now troubled. Hammerlocked. Vertical suplex from the beautiful madness. And it's her time to climb. Liv slowly gets up. She fights back. She pulls Julia down from the heavens. Who's going to make the mistake? Right now, neither woman able to connect. Finally, Liv gets waist control. Standing SCO attempted, but the elbows from Julia stop it. The kick from Liv off the ropes. Hooks up Julia in the head scissors and drags her down. Rolling to the outside. Could be costly. No, it's to the corner. Julia needs to get out of there because Liv's got hands on the title in her grasp. But a fist from out of nowhere. Julia stops Liv. And now she ascends, looking to make this a battle for the ages atop the ladder. What's Liv got in mind? Oh, she's pushed off. Julia, why'd she come down? It's costly. She ascends once more. Hands on the title. Liv, hands on the ladder, just pushes it out from underneath her. And Morgan is Julia on the ropes. Trapped in the corner but cannot connect. The beautiful madness, a headbutt. Doing damage, puts down Liv for a second, but again an Irish whip. Morgan back on the offensive. charges in, but caught, powerbombed onto the ladder. Crash landing, and an Arriva Dershny. The lights go out. And the ladder goes up. The long climb to the mountains, but Liv is getting up. She's still got fight left in her. But for how much longer? Julia pushes her off, but caught, hooked up, fireman's carry, wasteland. Liv puts the beautiful madness down. Pacing around, ascends to the second turnbuckle. Off it, landing with a crossbody, but Julia is out of shape, out of sorts, and out of place. Liv ascending once more. Julia's getting up. She has a chance to stop this. Punch connects. Liv brings Liv crashing down. Morgan up, caught, may have charged in and could have looked for that oblivion, but no. Instead, Julia's going for more. She wants to ensure victory. Weapons have been a play toy in this. And that's a big boot to put Liv down for another second. Climbing up the mountain. Once again is Julia. Hands on the title. And the title not going to be brought down. Instead, it's Julia crashing down with the ladder. Liv, the bringer of pain, the bringer of torture. Has Julia on the ropes. Once more, but no. The waist control back in the favor of the beautiful madness, and then an inverted body slam puts down Liv. Liv lined up, but the wrench not going to work in the favor of Julia. Instead, she's put on the ropes. Liv, off it, bang, code breaker. Both ladies down. They're feeling the effects of this battle. And time given here to Julia to recover, to recuperate off that big shot. Liv finally back up to her feet. She's not climbing the ladder. She's not setting it up. And that could be costly. Instead, she sends Julia to the corner. Back elbow once again from the beautiful madness. She takes waist control. Up, down onto the ladder. Hard landing. Neither woman backing down right now. But someone needs to give an inch. Someone's going to make a mistake. And the beautiful madness knows it. She ascends, busted open, arm drag takedown. Carnage being felt. That's the shot to call for the end for Julia. Because this is an Arriva Dershny connecting. Liv down. Potentially out. The ladder picked up and put in the center. The long climb to the top. The mountain. A hard one to reach. Julia on the verge of pulling it down. Up, has it in her hands. The title yearning for it. Her grasp, but no. Liv stops it right before it could become deadly. And this has been Julia dominating this matchup. Liv has struggled to find any big offense, and right now this could be an end game. Bang, stomped into the canvas. And Julia sees Liv roll to the corner. Shot to the back. Liv fights back. Julia trapped now there. What's Liv doing? She charges in. Drop kick to the back. Forces Julia down into the corner, but no. Boot caught. Liv in trouble. Leg pulled out from underneath her. Charges in. Oblivion! Again, the bodies laid out inside the ring. Both getting back up, the ladder set up. Julia eating heavy shots, rolls to the corner. Liv, no, it's to the ropes. Set up perfectly for Liv. Charges in, launches Julia to ringside. It's not Oblivion, but it is space. Liv gets her hands on the title. And it's coming potentially down. Julia, though, there pulls Liv from the heavens. Oh, dropkick not going to connect. Instead, it's Liv punching to the back. Julia, she could stop this. And does so. Ladder gone. Oblivion! Liv's not climbing yet. She's not looking to win it now. She wants to guarantee it. Scoops up, plants Julia in the drop zone. Calling her shot. Biding her time, ready. Code breaker. Not done yet. Just pummeling Julia. The beautiful madness. What more can she give? Liv is not allowing this to end. Pain, suffering. All the hard work both ladies have put in. Finally, Julia getting up. Liv caught, pummeled. The beautiful madness now standing up, defiant against Morgan. Liv up, can't connect. Julia avoids the danger. Once again, hooks up Liv this time. Hammerlocks her. And spins into that Michinoku. Liv put down. And Julia, an open runway to climb. Ascends to the heaven. Hands aren't going on the title. Instead, it's an elbow. Missing. Liv punished. She tried to stop it. But Julia ascends once again. This time it's hands on the title. This time it's Julia on the verge of victory. And she does it.
Here is your winner, and the new Women's Grand Prix Champion, Julia.
All I need to say is, do you believe in miracles? Because after that banger, Julia takes home the showdown. Everything she worked for, all the battles, all of the wars that she was put into are worthwhile. She takes the crown in the 3 stages of hell. With it, the Showdown Championship. It also takes the entirety of my voice. Thank you for joining me for 30 days of pro wrestling IPW action. The Showdown delivers. I gave my voice a week to recover. It needed it for that night. Or for this. And it's almost gone again. Thank you for joining me for the Showdown. Well, you may be wondering what's next. I'm going to put it blunt. we are heading now on a different course. That's right. The new live event will be coming in 4 weeks' time. Primetime and Breakdown return as well. But you may be wondering, what was the point of awarding the Showdown Championship? Well, folks, Underground returns. Weekends once more. But not live. Oh no. We're going back to a pre-recorded affair. I can't handle another load of live events, but what that will mean is there's a shift. Essentially now the Underground's no longer going to be like MMA rules. It is going to be tournament based. For 4 weeks, 8 stars in a men's and women's division will battle for essentially a chance at the Showdown Championship. Now, before we know who will be the 8 stars competing for the first round, we need to essentially clear off a few debts. That's right. Your first weekend action. Next week, it's a title defense for both Julia and Cody Rhodes. That's right. They will be defending against the IPW Underground champions, so Kurt Angle and Thea Hale. The winners, they garner something pretty epic. They get the Underground, not the Underground Championship, they get the Showdown Championship, obviously. The Underground Championship will cease to exist past then. But yes, we are creating a new era of IPW out of the Showdown once more. Last year it was a brand split. This year it's a new brand. Reinvigorated. So thank you for joining me tonight. I will probably say there's definitely going to be a couple. You're not going to get primetime on Tuesday. I need to record it. And rest my throat because it is practically dead. So yeah, you may get a double header of primetime and breakdown towards the tail end of the week. Wednesday for primetime, breakdown Thursday. I'll see you then, but for now, congratulations need to be extended once again to Cody Rhodes and Julia for a phenomenal road to the Showdown. Miracles do happen here in IPW. And the Golden Runs had to stop for Liv. Cody, he completes his. Liv cannot do hers. Wow. Thanks again for watching this. I'll see you soon for primetime, breakdown, and everything. Peace out.